Hello and welcome back to Get Your Shit Together. I am your host, Belen, and this is episode 7. What a week. It is currently Friday, and I have a jam-packed schedule this weekend. I have friends in town from LA. It's actually a really big group for our girlfriend's 30th, and everyone came out to Austin. So it's going to be a really fun weekend of kind of doing all the Texas things. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a good week, a busy week. And now it is, what time is it? It is about, I think 5:30. Yes, no, 5:45. And it was funny because I was like asking Alejandro, I was like, should I record the podcast now or should I do it Sunday? And I was like, bitch, get in there, get it done so you can have a carefree weekend. So here we are. Before we get into the episode, I have to talk about how good TV is right now. I can't remember if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but we are extremely into 2 shows right now. One of them being The Dropout, which is the story about Elizabeth Holmes, which is insane. I'm like completely and utterly obsessed and like need to know everything about her. We watched the 2020 episode on her, and now there's a show on Hulu, and Amanda Seyfried plays Elizabeth Holmes, and it's all about the crazy story of Theranos. And if you don't know much about it, Elizabeth Holmes dropped out of Stanford when she was like 19 years old and started this company and basically did like, you know, a Ponzi scheme and raised billions of dollars with no product. It's insane. I'm obsessed. So that's on Hulu. It's incredible. And we're also extremely obsessed with Super Pump, the Battle of Uber, which is on Showtime, which is all about how Uber started and the founders, and just TV is just so fucking good right now. Like, clearly something's happening where they're putting a lot more, this is my opinion, where they're putting a lot more money into TV and no longer in movies, because no one goes to the movies. Everyone wants to watch it from the comfort of their home. So very into it. And if there's any shows that we are missing that we should be watching, please let me know, because we're very into those 2 shows right now. That's what I had to say in case anyone was looking for some new shows to watch. Okay, so episode 7. This is a question I get a lot. I get asked a lot, and it's not that I was hesitant to do it, but I'm going to start off by saying I am obviously not a professional. I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist, a dietitian. This is just my take. So the episode is going to be on my diet and how I eat healthy. Have I always eaten healthy? And just how I, basically live every day eating healthy. So again, I am not a doctor or a nutritionist, and this is just what works for my body. And I also want to say every single body is different. What works for me won't necessarily work for you, but this isn't even really about like a diet. This is just a lifestyle. This has been my lifestyle for, my God, since I was like 20 years old. So this is more, tips on how to enhance your health, eating, and just, live a longer, healthier, fuller life. And again, this is what works for me, and just small little tweaks make, a huge difference. And that's what I talk about in every week, doing small daily habits that you do daily, turn into weeks, turn into months, then it's just your life. And I implement this with food. Food is medicine. Food is nourishing. And once you kind of look at it from that view and you look at your body like a temple, because it is, we have one fucking body. And let me tell you something, when we get sick, you are like, oh my God, I'm never going to take it for granted. I'm never going to complain about going to the gym. I'm not doing this ever again, because you literally can be the wealthiest man on earth. And if you don't have your health, it doesn't fucking matter. Steve Jobs is a perfect example. He was, a genius, a billionaire, and he didn't have his health. So we have one body. We have one life. Treat it right. And I've always looked at it like that. This is my body. This is my temple. And why am I going to consume something that's not going to make me feel 100? Do I still have dessert? Do I like have pizza? Of course I do, obviously. It's the 80-20 mentality and just, the 80-20 like rule. 80% of the time you're eating clean, 20% of the time life is going to happen. There's going to be a birthday party. There's going to be a wedding you're attending. There's going to be just a date night. You're traveling to a new place. It's not about restricting. It is not about, being super strict, because that's also so unrealistic. And then you get obsessive, and then that's a whole other, mess that one can get into. I've been really, really fortunate. I've never struggled with food because, I think a lot has to do also with how you're raised. And I was raised with a mom who I was so fortunate that she always cooked for us. And we always, we had home cooked meals. And I know that's not, something that a lot of people have. And I'm very grateful that my parents always instilled, really healthy eating habits for us. Did I have McDonald's? Yes. Did I go to Chuck E. Cheese? Yes. But there was always an abundance of fruits and veggies and nuts and, healthy food for us to snack on and indulge in. And I'm very passionate about this topic because, I have struggled with, digestive issues and bloating and SIBO and all these things. So I'm always trying to feel better and better myself. And I was vegan for many, many years. When I met Alejandro, I was vegan, and then I wasn't feeling good. And then I incorporated a little bit of meat. And then, I have to listen to my body. And for a long time, I would see whether it was a celebrity or a friend, and they were like, oh, I'm doing the South Beach or I'm doing keto. And I would dabble and I would try. And I once saw a nutritionist a couple of years ago. My girlfriend, recommended her. She said something that was so obvious, but I had never thought of it. And she said, what she doesn't like about diet, the diet society, is that we are all not the same. So if I'm vegan and I feel amazing, that might not feel amazing to your body. So putting yourselves and everyone in one category, in one box, is so unrealistic. And that's really when I started intuitively eating and listening to my body. And it's always changing. How hormones also change. It's just some weeks I don't crave fish at all. Other weeks, other months, I feel like sushi. So intuitive eating is so important. But even though I'm intuitive eating, I'm eating clean. I'm reaching for clean ingredients. I know this can sound super overwhelming, so I kind of want to break it down easy. And I'm totally happy to make this multiple episodes, and even I can do a YouTube video on my pantry, grocery shopping. And I want this to be digestible. I want this to be realistic. And I want this to be like I say in almost every episode, you listen to this episode and you're like, fuck yeah, I can do this. So first and foremost, 80-20 rule, intuitive eating are the very two important, tips I want to give starting off. The next one is read labels. There is so much shit in food, you guys. Rule of thumb, if you cannot pronounce it, don't fucking buy it. Don't ingest it. Get it out of your sight. There's so much shit in products. It's actually it's so crazy. And I notice this a lot. Actually, I don't shop there anymore because it's not near me. But, Trader Joe's is a good example. So obviously you have a ton of healthy options. But then when you look at the actual ingredients, there's so much shit and you're like, what is this? I can't even pronounce it. Gotta go. So if you start reading labels, you're going to be like, oh, I can't pronounce that. Oh, it has vegetable oil. It has corn oil. No, that is so bad for your gut and your skin. And it's processed. So start reading labels. The less ingredients, the better. A good example is almond milk. So I don't have any dairy products. Obviously, there's cheese, but as far as like my milk, it's always almond milk or hemp milk. And I love this brand called 3 Trees, I believe. And it literally says almonds, water. That's it. That's it. If you look at like Almond Dream, it's like Exum gum and this and that and all this shit. And you're like, why? What? Like it shouldn't last in your fridge for 3 months. Like you're having it daily. Also, you can make almond milk. It's so easy to make and it's like fun to make. It's a process. If you're into that, that's also an option. And it lasts, 6 days, 7 days, something, like fruit. So start reading labels. If you can't pronounce it, chuck it. As far as oils, I literally wrote down like oils to like avoid like the plague. Canola oil, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, palm oil, corn oil, safflower. Those are the main no-nos. And it's in a lot of shit. Like it's in almond butter. Why? Why is it in almond butter? It doesn't need to be in almond butter. So those oils are like just terrible. They're terrible for your skin, your gut, your overall well-being. So olive oil is your best friend. The best thing that you can put on salads, the best thing that you can cook with. My friend has an incredible olive oil line called Baroncini. And it's made in Sicily. You guys, it's so delicious. I actually can drink it by a spoonful, but any delicious organic olive oil, you can get it anywhere. Just olive oil, lemon, apple cider vinegar. Like those are such great dressings. I love to make a dressing for salads that has like a little bit of olive oil, lemon, apple cider vinegar, and Dijon mustard. Salt, pepper, you literally mix it up and it's like decadent. So olive oil is the way to go. If you're eating out, just say you want olive oil. No oils, only olive oil. And by the way, like don't be afraid to request something. I used to I never wanted to be that person at a dinner and be like, oh, can you do this on the side or no this? I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm like, I'm eating this. I'm paying for it. I don't want to feel like shit. I don't know what they're putting. I don't want butter. I don't want corn oil. I want olive oil. So it takes an extra 10 seconds to request it. So don't feel bad. You do what you need to do to feel your best. And those are like tiny little tweaks that you can do. And obviously I'm going to get into ordering at restaurants. So removing all those oils, also game changer. And where you can start is your pantry. So go into your pantry and start looking at your labels. Start looking at what has, those oils, those ingredients that you cannot pronounce, and remove them. And you will, what you can do is go, once you get all of that shit out of your pantry, and sorry, I'm literally reading because there's so much information that I want to say and I don't want to skip. So that's why I'm a little all over the place. So once you remove all the gums that are in the food that's in your pantry and the oils, also look for stevia, cane sugar, dairy. Remove all of that from your pantry. Start there. And then go to the grocery store and replace it with fresh food, fresh fruits, fresh veggies. It's the rainbow. It's abundant. And again, you don't need to go to Whole Foods. You don't need to go to Erewhon. You go to your grocery store, wherever you grocery shop, Sprouts, Ralph's. I don't know other grocery stores. Like those are the ones in California. There's H-E-B in Texas. Century Market, I think that's one also in Texas. Go to the produce aisle. Get veggies, get greens, salads, romaine, spinach, radish, peppers. I mean, it's endless. And replace all the junk that you just removed, replace. And that doesn't mean to say go in there and throw out all your cans. Garbanzo beans are great. Make sure they're not, in those oils that I mentioned. And that's where they kind of get you. Like you'll look at beans and it's like cane sugar and you're like, why? There was even like vegetable stock I was buying for like a minute. And I by the way, it didn't even dawn on me to look at the ingredients. Sure enough, cane sugar. Why? Literally check your labels, because you're going to be mind blown at how much shit is inside of there. So when you go to the grocery store, have fun with it, like kind of be like, okay, maybe I'm going to get one of like all these different colors so that when your cart is getting fuller, it's all these colors and fruits and buy seasonally. And if you have a farmer's market, go to farmer's market. I got to say, there's not like good farmer markets out here. I have not yet found one, but like LA and Cali definitely have like really strong farmers market. Not only is it good to shop at farmers market because you're supporting local business, you're getting what's in season, which I mean, you literally could not do any better shopping. So get carrots, grapes. Like I'm just thinking of everything that I buy every single week and replace all that, potential processed food that you have with real food. And also things to eliminate from your fridge is like deli meats. Those are so high in sodium and they're just not good for you. Remove that. Dairy, listen, I live with a cheese monster. I get it, but limit the dairy. Most people are lactose intolerant and it really is not doing you any favors. Again, 80-20. If you're out, you're having pizza, you're having pasta, live, enjoy, indulge. Just don't consume it daily. If you're wanting to, switch your eating habits. And by the way, there's a really amazing vegan cheese. I know there's going to be people probably rolling their eyes, but like the vegan, like industry now is so different. Like I trick Alejandro all the time. Like I'll make him a dinner and he's like, this is insane. And I'm like, oh, it's vegan goat cheese. And he's like, what? He still eats his cheddar. Don't get me wrong, but there is just so many options. It's literally endless. And by the way, you can literally get vegan stuff everywhere. I see it at Walgreens. I see it at Target. Like it's accessible. And since we're on the topic of that, another thing that you can do to not only help the environment, but it will help also your health, do 1 day a week that's meatless. So it's, it's very popular to say meatless Monday. So on Mondays you replace, any sort of protein that's meat with plant protein. So get into the habit. Maybe you and your partner or you have kids and you're like, we're going to make this a fun thing. Monday will be meatless Monday, Tuesday's Taco Tuesday. And on Monday, you can get excited about trying new recipes. I mean, I post recipes too, but there's endless recipes and just have fun with it and make it a part of your routine and something to look forward to and know that not only are you helping the environment, you are giving your body a break too from like digesting meat. And I'm not at all saying everyone needs to go plant-based. Not at all. I think our bodies need to have days of rest, and not ingesting meat every day too is, like it's so much better for your digestive system, but also inflammation. So do your own research, but if you can cut out meat 1 day a week, I definitely recommend it. I mean, I do it all like more than once a week. Right now I'm back to being plant-based, and same with Alejandro. He feels so much better when he's like 5 days a week plant-based, and then he'll have like 1 day meat, 1 day fish, and that works for him. So try, 1 day a week, or like maybe 2 meals out of the week are plant-based. And other things that you can do, when you're on the go, which I know is a little bit harder. Let's say you're at Starbucks and you're getting your coffee, which don't get me started on Frappuccinos. No one needs to be ingesting a drink that has like 1,200 calories and a ton of dairy and like whipped cream and all that shit. Get your coffee. And instead of going for that bagel or the croissant or that McMuffin, grab fruit, grab nuts. It's so much better to start your day off with fruits, and you're not going to have that crash too, because you have to fuel your body with the right nutrients. And once you start making these little tweaks, you're going to feel so much better. Or grab oatmeal, or, maybe like a bag of nuts. There's so many options that you have, that what we all have at our disposal, that we just don't realize it because we're all kind of in this routine too, where it's like you get your drink, you get your croissant, and then you go on with your day, whatever it is. Try challenging yourself and reaching for that banana, reaching for that apple, and maybe pack some almond butter. They sell those awesome Justin's almond butter packets, or meal prep, I think I mentioned that before. Not only is it going to, be a financially smart decision, you know what's going in your food. So you use olive oil and that you use salt and pepper to season it and you didn't use a bunch of shit. So those are little things that make such a difference. And you're gonna see the difference not only energy-wise, in your skin, in your sleep, in your productivity, working out. It's a win-win, truly. And again, do I have days where I get a croissant if I'm at like a bakery? Yes. If my body's craving it, I'm gonna get it. It's just not daily. My body craves greens. My body craves fruits and the rainbow and avocados and healthy fats. Does my body sometimes crave pizza? Yeah. And I enjoy it. And it's amazing. But, if I have the option of getting a vegan pizza, I'm going to get the vegan pizza. And that's just choices that I make because that works for me. And you also, you got to, live. But I will say, if there are times that you really are trying to stay on track and you're trying to eat healthy, don't feel pressured to say yes if you don't want to be in an environment that might be tempting to you, or there's going to be drinks or lots of desserts. And, that's self-care, saying, you know what, it's not the right time for me. I'm going to sit this one out, have so much fun, or eat before. Be like, you know what? I'm actually not going to join you guys for dinner. I'll, meet you for, maybe an after drink or tea or whatever. I've definitely done that in the past where maybe there was a restaurant I didn't want to go to and I just I ate before I went. No problem. And since we're talking about drinks, sugary alcoholic drinks, the fact that anyone drinks these is crazy to me because the fucking hangover it gives you is insane. I'm not a big drinker at all. I honestly drink I think I have 1 glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine a week. That's just me. I've always been this way. But the times that maybe I'll have champagne or whatever, I have the worst headache the next day. And I'm like, why the fuck did I drink that? So no more. I don't think I've had champagne in 2 years. I'll have a spicy margarita, if I'm in the mood or maybe we're by the beach and I love an Aperol Spritz, but definitely remove all sugary drinks, keep it clean because there's so many just empty, dumb calories that are unnecessary. And again, of course, it fucks up your skin and your gut and your energy and you crash and then you want shitty food because you feel like shit. Do you see where I'm going with this? It's just this snowball. So try to limit those drinks too. No fried food. Also, again, I get it. I know it's delicious. I personally have never been a fan of fried food, but I get it. Alejandro loves fried food. But again, let it be a special occasion. Let it be, you went to this restaurant, they have the best fried chicken and waffles or whatever it is. Sure, but don't make it a habit. And the funny thing is, when you start eating clean, you're literally going to get a hangover when you eat like shit. Mark my words. It happens. Sometimes this will happen to Alejandro, or if he's traveling, he's like, fuck, I literally feel hungover because I ate like shit. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's the food. Your body's not used to it. When you're eating clean and you're eating an abundance of fruits and veggies and whole grains, you're going to feel like utter crap when you're eating just junk food. Another little tip, and this can be literally its own episode, but when you're traveling or you're by the pool, say no to the pool food, or when they're passing out the drinks and the pina coladas. It doesn't, I've always looked at it yeah, I'm on vacation, but I still want to feel great, especially if I'm in a bathing suit. So I up my water, I'm having all the fruits, and I'll indulge more if I'm having the spicy margarita, So it's just little tweaks that are going to help so much, because it's also going to, if you're experiencing bloating, you're going to reduce that by giving your body what it's responding to better. And you'll figure that out as you start, removing certain food groups or, the processed deli meats from your diet, and you start replacing it with, real grown food from the earth that you can get at your local store. So these little things, I promise you guys, are so crucial to an overall healthy lifestyle. Oh, also,
no fucking soda. I can't even believe I have to say that. I don't even know how people drink soda, but like no soda. Again, I probably sound so fucking annoying, but I never liked soda either. And by the way, my biggest weakness in life is sweets. I fucking love chocolate. I have to have dessert every single night. So I opt for dates. You guys probably, if you follow me, you know I love my dates. I make dates with dark chocolate and a little bit of spicy salt. I freeze them. They're insane. They're decadent. And I've replaced it with natural sugars like maple syrup, honey, coconut sugar. Those are, natural sugars, not the stevia, not the monk fruit, not all that shit. So I, like I said, have my own vices. Mine is dessert. I will literally, if somebody said to me, you have to starve all day, but you will have a chocolate souffle, I'd be like, game on, bitch. Give me the chocolate souffle. It's a problem. I know this. But I replaced it with dark chocolate, dates, oranges with chocolate, and you freeze it. Delicious. It gets the job done. Fruit at night, pomegranate seeds with dark chocolate chips, mind-blowing. So there's always a solution. And I got on that tangent because I was saying I'm probably so annoying because I said I don't drink soda and I don't like fried food. I just don't. But trust me, I love my carbs and I love my chocolate. So those are my, everyone has their weakness. And yeah, I hope this was easy to digest. No pun intended. And I'm so happy to go more into this in detail. And the last thing I'm going to say on this topic, because reading my notes, is don't eat late at night. I've talked about this before because it also affects your sleeping, but skip the late night snacks, the late night meetups. Just don't eat past if you can, 8, 9 p.m. latest. But don't reach for that midnight snacky because it's not great for you. And again, if you have it, it's okay. Just don't do it daily. And yeah, I hope this was enjoyable and digestible. And please let me know if you want me to go a little bit more into detail about this, because clearly I'm very fucking passionate. I have 3 pages of notes and I've been rambling for 28 minutes. So let me know. I hope everyone has a fantastic week. And I'm just really, truly loving the podcast, you guys. I have so many episodes lined up of ideas that I want to talk about. Sometimes I get so excited I don't even know how to put the episode. I don't even know how to jumble it together because I want to talk for 17 hours, which is ironic because I always make fun of Alejandro because he talks all day. And here I am doing it too. But there's just so much to touch on. And I feel really lucky and really privileged that I have had so many experiences in my life, and I have really incredible friends and incredible network. So I want to share all of this and be as helpful and a resource to you guys as I can, because I'm really passionate about a lot of this. And there's a lot more to me than, just, whatever I may come across, whether it's just that I like clothes or I'm a designer, I'm obsessed with my pit bull, which that is true. By the way, she was so good in this episode, did not make a peep. So yeah, I'm feeling really pumped. I'm feeling really excited. And I just can't wait to see where this goes and this journey that we're all on. So on that note, I'm going to end it. And I love you guys. And I'll see you next week.